Hey friends, hope you all are doing well. I just wanted to come on here and just chat with you guys a little bit because I am feeling rather good today. I've been feeling pretty good actually the last few days outside of my allergies. We're actually sounding pretty good right now because I not only took my allergy meds, but I also used the nasal spray that I use for my nose for allergies. I'm still a little sniffly, but it's not terrible. But I have this, which is the nasal spray, as you can see, is a Kroger brand. And I use this, which is the best nasal spray I have found that works really, really well for me. I have several other nasal sprays, but they don't work as well. So that's the nasal spray I have. And it's almost empty. I actually have another one in my medical bag that's hanging in my closet, and stuff like that. But I just wanted to come on here and chat with you guys a little bit. This is my medical pouch. I'm going to be bringing it with me on the trip. It has my muscle relaxant meds. It has my allergy pills. It's going to have my anxiety pills, and it's going to have my nasal spray. So, and eye drops. I also carry eye drops with me usually. So, we've got that. But I just wanted to come on here and chat with you guys a little. Because I wanted to chat with you guys some about some strategies, some coping things, some things that I've been using lately that I have found really, really helpful in helping with my mental health. So that is one of the things that I want to do with you guys. And I apologize for any pauses or cuts in the video. I am trying really hard to not be super sniffly around you guys. So I am taking breaks as I need to blow my nose. And also I've been hit with a sneezing spell. So we're just gonna have to deal. I don't know why it just hit me all of a sudden, but it did. I have been working a lot in therapy with my therapist on managing emotions, managing daily stresses, and stuff, because I strongly suspect that a lot of my physical issues, outside of the allergies, a lot of my other physical issues, I think, are really caused by stress. And so I really want to address some of that stuff. So I wanted to kind of chat with you guys a little bit about some of the stuff that I have found has really helped, and it's really actually kept me pretty calm. Because today I ended up getting some new books when we went to Five Below. But I wanted to just chat with you guys a little bit about some of the things that I've been using, stuff that I've been doing, changes that I've been making. Obviously, one of the big changes that I've been making is I've been trying to eat healthier, cut out soda, cut out any processed foods, most processed foods. Trying to mostly eat things that are going to nourish my body and going to give me good energy and stuff like that, cutting and stuff like that. So that is a big thing that I have been doing. All right. I need to get a tissue. But anyway, so there have been just some different things that I have been doing that have been super duper helpful. And one of the biggest things that I've started doing, which I've been doing on and off for a very long time now, is journaling. I found that in high school, when I was in high school, I did a lot of journaling. I always had this journal, and I remember exactly what the journal looked like. It was a blue notebook. And I was constantly using it, constantly writing in it and stuff like that, because at the time I was going through a lot of mental health issues. I was not diagnosed with anything at the time. This is before I got any of my diagnoses of anything, so this was before that. But I very much was struggling with different things, and I had a really hard time in high school. I really did. I was going through a lot of traumatic events and things like that in my life. So that was part of what was going on with me. And I found journaling was a huge thing, as well as reading. I really liked to read, journal, and listening to music was a big one. And stuff, which that is kind of the history. And then I got into college, and I kind of on and off did a lot of the journaling. I relied heavily on music and stuff. So that was something that happened. But I have this journal. So I've been journaling a lot. I have found that physically journaling, not like typing on a computer, because I was doing that for a little while, and that wasn't as helpful as I wanted it to be. So I kind of stopped doing that for a while because I felt like it wasn't doing much. And I recently started journaling again. I have this notebook, which is from Deborah. And I have added some stickers on it to make it more personalized and make it more fun. But I have been journaling, and I have found that has been really, really helpful. And I have like systems of journaling and ways I do journaling. So I like free journal, which is like just write whatever's on my mind, whatever I'm feeling that day, anything of that sort, and stuff. And then I do gratitude journaling. So every single day I try to say about 3 to 5 things generally of things that I'm grateful for. So 3 to 5 things that I am grateful for. I generally try to aim for about 5, if not more than 5. But the other thing that I have done, and you guys have seen this, I think, in vlogs in the past, is the kind of videos that I watch on YouTube. I have tailored a lot of the videos and a lot of the things to fit the setting of calm, right? The feeling of calm, the feeling of peace, the inner peace and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit. I have nature playing pretty much, at this point it's pretty much 24/7. But on top of that, I have shifted away from the music that is like with lyrics, and I listen to a lot of instrumental music, a lot of calming instrumental music. There is a channel that I like to listen to and stuff on YouTube that is, I think it's called Christian Harmonies. This is not by any means, this channel is not by any means like a promotion for Christianity or any of that. I identify as Christian and everything, but that is just a personal identifier. I accept everybody. No, we're not going to go into that, okay? Please just be respectful of each other in the comments, okay? I'm not going to discuss any of that further, but I do listen to this one channel. It's called Christian Harmonies, and basically what it is it's compilations of videos in which it's just music to nature scenes, different scenes, and then on top of that it has like the Bible verses, different Bible verses for different topics, different things. And I find that has been something I've really gravitated towards and has really helped my mental state. And I feel really calm with it, and I love doing that. I love putting that on when I'm driving. I love putting it on when I'm journaling. I love having it on very softly in the background when I'm going to bed at night. It helps so much. So much. So that is one thing that I've been doing. And today, when we went out, I actually went to Five Below. And if you guys checked out the posts, you would have seen that I did post a photo of the books that we got today. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, because that is some of the activities that I've been using, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing right now. So it's just been really, really helpful for me to kind of have different outlets. I've also downgraded my wardrobe a little bit, keeping it simple, keeping it, easy on the visual side of things. I have also made just some decisions regarding my room, stuffies, things like that. You all know how important stuffies are, right? You know how important my comfort items are for me, right? However, one of the biggest things and one of the biggest changes is I have kind of reverted to using my stuffies, my comfort items, my Squishmallows, things like that as like emergency case scenarios, and more often than not, they serve as decor items in my room, right? So you guys know I have this giant shelf here, and that shelf back there, that one has dolls. This one has like Build-A-Bears and a bunch of other knickknacks and things like that. But yeah, I actually don't really touch any of that stuff. If you guys have noticed in the videos, I don't know how obvious it's been, but I don't really move the stuff that's on the shelves, right? They kind of just stay as is. I have kind of moved the stuff up here, because I've put a lot of stuff in the shelves here, and I've organized that section, but I haven't really, like, touched the stuff. The big stuff that I use is, like, the fidgets, and those are kind of, right now, down there at the moment. And even those I haven't been reaching for as much since I started journaling and stuff like that, but I do fidget. I do have a tendency to fidget. So I reach for a lot of stuffies and things like that for, like, when I'm having, like, anxiety attacks, or if I've just had a nightmare at night, which lately hasn't been as often. You guys saw that I use Reborns occasionally for therapy purposes. So they do get used and stuff, but on a regular basis, I haven't really been using them as much, or at least not in the extent that I think I have at times portrayed on the channel. Because I do have little stuffies that I bring with me when I go places, and all that, but I don't really take them out of my bag very much. The doll kind of has come with me in certain situations, especially like recently, as I've been dealing with some stuff. But again, I'm not bringing the doll on the trip. As far as stuffies is concerned, I'm bringing like one stuffy, probably one or two stuffies on the trip, and that again is one of the stuffies is going to be living in my bag, and the other one is just going to be brought for sleeping purposes for bedtime, because I do like to have at least one stuffy in bed with me at night when I go to bed. So that is that. But now we're going to talk about the books, and we're going to talk about some of the books that I've been using for the self-help kind of part of things, okay? I'm not going to talk about at all, I'm not going to mention on here, in this part of the video, I'm not really going to mention my Bible, because my Bible, my devotionals, things like that, those are things that I do use, but here we're talking more so like workbook scenarios, right? And I may have to move you guys around a little bit because I have some workbooks that are in my suitcase that I'm going to be bringing with me, as well as in my bag. So we are going to start out with the stuff that's in here. And I also got this, hubby got me this little guy that is now hooked onto my little, to my bag permanently as like a little fidget. So I have several workbooks that I use, several different things that I use. And I think I showed you guys a lot of this stuff when I showed you what I'm bringing on the trip with me, right? So you guys know I have coloring book. I always keep a coloring book with me. That's kind of just been something I've been finding myself gravitating towards. Sometimes like when I watch a video, when I listen to nature scenes, or when I listen to like a meditation or a podcast or anything of that sort, I like to do coloring. So that is one of the things that I do. Another thing, and this one is one that I think you guys have seen in videos before, but I do a lot of CBT and DBT. For those of you who don't know, CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy and DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy. I have a book that is specific for dialectical behavioral therapy. So this is one that is for like mindfulness, interpersonal effectiveness, emotional regulation, and distress tolerance. So this is one that I find very useful, and actually I have had several therapists throughout the time that I've been doing therapy recommend this book, and I use this book on a regular basis. If you guys haven't noticed, I have a little kitty personalized on there. Not only that, but the bookmark is a little kitty cat thing. I love it so much. So yeah, and there are different little exercises like self-affirming statements, and there are some examples in here of self-affirming statements like, I might have some faults, but I'm still a good person. That's one of them. Another one is, I care about myself and other people. I accept who I am. I love myself. I'm a good person, not a mistake. And stuff like that. So this is just one of the books that I use, and this is something that I have, one exercise that I pick out pretty much every day when I'm doing my journaling. I have one exercise of this that I pick out, or at least from my notebooks, I have one exercise that I pick out. Usually I have one from DBT stuff, and then I have one of the other stuff that I use as well. So there's that. Another thing that I find is really helpful and stuff like that, we're going to go through several different activities, right? So another one is this one, which is paint by stickers. It's a cat's one. And this is basically, there are pictures like this with kitties, and then it has the actual like actual stickers and stuff like that that you use to put them on the actual pictures of the cats. So this is one of those ones that I have recently gotten. I actually haven't done anything of this yet. The plan is I want to use this, I want to try this sometime this week, try one and see how I do, and then take this on the trip. It's definitely going with me when I go to my mom's house, and it has 12 stunning images and stuff like that you can create, which this sounds like a lot of fun to me. I don't know why, but I genuinely really love this kind of stuff. So I have this. I did try doing paint by numbers, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. Another activity, and one, this is a book that I actually got today, but another one of my favorite activities, if you guys have been following for a while, you'll know one of my favorite activities is word searches. I really, really love word searches. And this one is word searches, Palm's word searches. This is more than 50 puzzles and stuff like that. So I absolutely love it. As you guys see, you basically find good words in the word search. You guys know what a word search is, right? I love word searches. Absolutely love word searches. It's probably one of my top favorite things, and I've loved them since I was a kid. I have always been really good at word searches. I used to have a lot of apps on my phone or on my iPad for that sort of thing. Now we're going to get into this baby. And in here we have a lot of books. So, open it up. And you guys can see books, more books. Do you guys see the theme? Recurring theme here. Lots of books. So, more self-help books. These ones are actually geared towards children. So, I don't exclude any kind of book, okay? I don't exclude it. It can be geared towards adults. It could be geared towards kids. It could be geared towards teenagers. They're all useful in their own shape or form, right? So, these are geared towards kids. One of them, and that actually comes in a series, it's like 3 books, but one of them I gave to my psychologist back when I lived in Texas. So, one of them is Believing in Me, A Child's Guide to Self-Confidence and Self-Esteem, because I'm always working on my self-esteem and my self-confidence and working on getting better at that, because I struggle immensely with that. I've always struggled with that for as long as I can remember. So this is one book that I use regularly. And just like that other one, it has different things in it, different activities, different ways of explaining things. Like, it has quotes like this: I am my own person, not better or worse than anyone else. And it has activities like true or false. And it has different things like that, So that's one activity. The other one is this. And it says, Sometimes I'm Anxious, A Child's Guide to Overcoming Anxiety. I have always had anxiety for as long as I can remember. And I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety, I think in 2013. But I've had anxiety even long before that. And this is another one of those things that explains things like what are feelings. And it has this little activity that shows you the different types of feelings. And then you kind of go through it, right? And it has different things like thinking errors, things like that. All sorts of different things. This is really great. I love these two books. I have used them for a long time. I've had them for several years now. Next, a couple more books that we're going to go through. And I think actually we're going to do this in two parts. I'm going to show you guys the books that are in my suitcase in a different video. But today at 5 Below, I found 3-minute positivity workbook. Transform your life by changing your thoughts. So this is one that says it's like for retraining your brain to focus on positivity and reframing your emotions. Using neuroscience and psychology-based techniques, this accessible workbook will guide you in exploring negative thoughts and practicing positivity. And it has apparently like things like writing prompts or activities designed to take only 3 minutes. Really good for if you're in a pinch and you need something quick to work on. This one is Create Your Own Calm, or Journal for Quieting Anxiety. Again, I have anxiety, so this apparently has quotes and journal prompts that really helps with this kind of stuff with like anxiety and stuff like that. And I really like the look of it. I mean, just look at this. Look how beautiful that looks. So another really good one. Then we have one that says Pour Your Heart Out, A Journal of Wit, Wisdom, and Touch of Charm. And this one has quotes from Jane Austen and stuff like that. Who, if you don't know, Jane Austen was the author of Pride and Prejudice. Actually, even says it down there. But this one is another one that has prompts like list the pros and cons. How do you feel about surprises? Love them? Hate them? Do you prefer to be on the receiving end or the giving end? And you can do different activities. And then it has different things like this, like surprises are foolish things. The pleasure is not enhanced, and the inconvenience is often considerable. So, that's another book. But yeah, that is just some of the books. Obviously, I have a lot more, but this video is already pretty long. It's 23 minutes, 24 minutes just about. So, I am going to save the other stuff for a different video. Maybe I'll gather together some more little things that I have used, things that I have found useful for part 2 of this video. But for now, I just wanted to show you guys that. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff, some of the things that I've been doing to try to have a better and more calmer mindset, and to try to have more peace in my life, and to continue the mindset of, of change, continue the mindset of growth, continue the mindset of refinding my inner peace, refinding, myself, learning how to just be more present in a good way, instead of always being focused on the chaos and the negativity and stuff, being more present in the moment, present with nature, present with my mind, with myself, with my inner peace, finding inner peace, all of that stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope you guys found some use out of this, and I will come back probably tomorrow or sometime with part 2 of this video. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and you guys know the motto, as always: if you're going through it, you'll get through it, and remember who you are. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!